Hi, my name is Ryan Townsend, and I serve as the Executive Director of Nine Marks. 2021 has been a hard year for pastors. With a global pandemic, political turmoil, a culture that's growing increasingly hostile to Christianity, there's been a lot of pain and frustrations and discouragement and despair. But in the last 12 months, even amidst the pain and the darkness, it has been an incredible time of encouragement as I've seen our church partners and ministries, both domestically and around the world, come together and collaborating and cooperating together to serve one another, to create resources and host events and build networks in a way that I have never seen in my previous 10 years here serving as the director of Nine Marks. And so in this darkness, there is a growing light. And in the pain and the frustrations, I'm seeing God do great work as He brings us together, as the culture forces us to come together amidst these trials and these sufferings that we've experienced. And I'm encouraged to see how Nine Marks has been able to stay faithful in this mission of walking alongside pastors, church leaders around the world to build healthy churches through the resources that we create and the events that we host. And in all this, our strategy has remained the same. We want to help pastors discover and learn and then implement and, Lord willing, reproduce these biblical elements of a healthy church, what we call a biblical ecclesiology. And by God's grace, it's been encouraging to see what's happened in 2021 to that end. So we were able to publish 17 new books by 16 different authors, including a fourth edition of the original book, Nine Marks of a Healthy Church, and a new book called Rediscover Church, which we printed and translated into 19 different languages. And we were also able to bring back our Weekender after an 18-month break due to the global pandemic, where we had 145 pastors come here for a 4-day ecclesiology boot camp to talk about the nuts and bolts of building a healthy church. And we were also able to travel internationally to do training in the Middle East and in South America. And as we look forward to 2022, we are excited by the opportunities that we had to continue that same strategy of resources, events, and networks. So what I'm most excited about is a focus on missions. In light of the theology and ecclesiology that drives Nine Marks, what is the right missiology? Well, we're hoping to create a healthy missions resource library where we think through the implications of the local church for missions and church planning domestically and internationally. And we're also hoping to host our first Indigenous on-site international intensive in the Middle East with a local church there to train pastors regionally in the area. And we also have a plan to kind of ramp up weekenders and multiply them, not just here at Capitol Hill Baptist Church, but with other hub pastors around the United States who are going to be able to use their churches now as training centers for raising up leaders. And I'm excited that we'll be at Together for the Gospel, which is essentially a national conference for pastors, as we think, how can we in these trying times be together for the gospel and live in a way that will glorify God and build up His church? So join us in rediscovering how to build God's church according to God's Word.